Hey class, today we're going to go over boundaries and room boundaries and tagging rooms so that they show square footage and room numbers and names associated to rooms. Um, so first, if we go up to the architecture tab, you'll see under this tab room and area, we have room, room separator, and tag room. If we were to click room, it's going to try and assign a room to a space. As you can see here, it's just coming in as a blue rectangular box and it's not associating to the surrounding walls. And this is because if I place this, what's happening is when you have a linked model, the room boundaries or the room tag will not see the room boundaries or the walls that are created in the linked model. So we can either copy monitor the walls into the project, which we've gone over, and how to copy monitor. The other option is we can use this room separator tool. So when we click on this, it's going to bring up the drawing interface. We can either click line. So the proper way to do it would be to trace the entire perimeter of the area that you're building in. You can use the green select tool, which will select the specific lines in the model. For this purpose sake, I'm just going to draw a rectangular box to make it quick. So once you have drawn an enclosed perimeter, you want to make sure that the room boundaries are continuous and form a closed shape. Once you do that, if I were to use the room tool, you can now see that this X is encompassing the entire space, and that's because we defined a boundary for it to attach to. So if I were to place that, you can see that now there's this region here. If when you place the room, a room tag doesn't show up, we can simply hit tag room and click in the space that you want to tag. Once you do that, you should have a proper room tag. Similar to a lot of Revit components and families, if you click on the room tag itself, you will have additional options of what the room tag is going to look like. So if we want to see the area of the space, which we will want to see for our assignments, we can choose one that says room tag with area. Now, note, once you have a room placed, if I were to now build walls within this model, because I am building within this model and using the area boundaries that I've already created, if I build an enclosed room, you can see that the square footage of this overall room has changed, and now it is clipping out that area there. So I can simply go and place another room in there and tag that room and say this is, if I want this to be a restroom, I can simply type and rename that. And then I can say sales floor out here. So this is a good way to be consistent with your room tagging. You can also change the number. Note, if you put a number that is already existing within the model, it will give you a warning about you have duplicate information. So just try to be careful about using the same numbers for when you're labeling your rooms. And then the last item, which is not necessarily pertain to room tags, but as far as assignment number 2 goes, I had a couple questions about what this perimeter line is. So this is in retail architecture. A lot of times you will provide what is called a perimeter slab, and this is a strategy for the landlords to provide the perimeter concrete slab, but when tenants move into the space, they're going to locate their utility lines where they need them. So instead of the tenants having to tear up the concrete floor, um, they simply will just be able to locate their utility lines, and then the tenant will be responsible for uh, pouring their own slab once the utility lines have been located. So my suggestion for when you're working in the tenant plan, in your tenant plan, simply go to the visibility graphics, go to Revit links, custom, make sure you have custom selected under basics, and go to model categories, have custom selected, and then go to the floor tab here, hit OK, hit OK, and it'll disappear. The perimeter slab will disappear. And that is how to use room separators, how to tag rooms, and then also how to quickly go through visibility graphics hiding components.